Hey, what's up, guys? Super Chat here, and today we have, I'm your host, Justin. Almost forgot that. We don't have Carlos. I feel a little bit off here. But today we have Santiago from AnyMart 3.
Yeah, hey guys, my name is Santiago. I have an Instagram account that goes by Animar3. I'm a freelance character illustrator and concept artist. I just like to design characters, do illustrations, and just draw and paint in general. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Anyway, and we've had a lot of fair share of different artists, and I've loved, all the styles we've had in here so far. And yours is very unique in the sense that I think you don't really have a style that's been used for a couple of years now. I think your style has been fairly new from what people have been creating, more of like a realistic version of the characters and stuff like that. So, would you say that? Would you make like more of like a realistic proportions of that of your characters?
Yeah, I mean, even though I really love anime in general, drawing anime style is not something that I like or enjoy as much. I did it before when I started drawing. I guess a lot of people, when they decide to start drawing, well,
You draw the basics.
Yeah, and a lot of people also start by drawing anime, if you like anime, of course. But when the years were passing, I just realized that it's not something that I enjoyed as much, and I started going more into the semi-realistic style. For example, the League of Legends characters, that they're kind of anime, like with more exaggerated proportions.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like a mix of realism and
It's not the copy and paste Genshin Impact style.
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's
that
not
you
what
see.
I like.
Yeah.
I like seeing that art. I don't like drawing it personally.
Well, what came first? Did you get into anime first, or did you get into
No,
drawing?
into drawing, definitely.
See, what got you into drawing? How did you start?
So I've been drawing almost my entire life, but I used to do it as a hobby more than anything. Just like a kid, just drawing the stuff that he liked. I really like the Aliens versus Predator movies.
Oh, okay.
Back when I was like, I don't know, 12 years old or younger, I guess.
I'll be you like the illustrations from that.
Yeah, and I just started drawing, like copying the monsters.
Oh wow! Okay.
Back then, like 10 years ago, I think is when I started. And yeah, I just kept doing it, and after a while, I just my style just kept developing. Like,
right.
it's just as simple as that. You just keep doing it, and you keep getting better and practicing.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21. Oh wow! Okay,
Yeah.
so you're younger than me. That's crazy. He's tall. Everybody, when he walked in, I was like,
yeah,
oh,
I'm pretty tall.
Yeah. But so how long have you been? So you've been drawing since then. Have you done any like classes like?
So I tried to go to college for almost a year, but I noticed that I wasn't learning anything. I tried to go to a game art program in a college here in Miami. It just wasn't clicking for me. I wasn't learning anything. It was actually me, the one teaching the students at a point, because the teacher wasn't good at all. Just gonna say it. So I decided to quit college. Actually, that was in 2020, I think.
Okay.
And from 2021 to now, I've been just doing it and practicing on my own, like almost full time. So yeah, it's almost entirely self-learned or self-teach.
Self-taught.
Self-taught, whatever you want to call it. And online courses, YouTube videos. You can learn a lot from YouTube. There are many professional artists that have like YouTube accounts where they have courses and stuff, or they sell courses online.
Yep.
Which
Manny, we had on here. That's what he said too. He's another artist. He said YouTube's like YouTube can teach you everything.
Insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think that you need to go to college or art college in order to be good. So that's why I skipped practicing anatomy for a long time.
Right, yeah.
Because I thought that, I'm just going to learn it in college, so why should I do it now? Which was the biggest mistake of my life, now that I think back at it. If I started studying or practicing anatomy before, I probably will be even better now, I feel.
Okay.
But yeah, I just started doing research on courses, meeting people online, some friends that also taught me a lot of stuff because they're better than me, so they kind of showed me the ropes of what I should do, and I just realized, man, I don't need college. So, it's my personal decision. I'm not trying to here to tell people who want to study art to drop college. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's just like my personal journey, what I noticed, and yeah, I still have a
Don't
long
worry,
way to go.
You're not alone. I just I almost dropped out if it wasn't for me finding a different course that I wanted to, because I was doing graphic design. So
Okay.
I also understand why you don't like the
Mhm.
art world right now. So yeah. It's very good to be very independent
Mhm.
in the art world right now, and to have a
Mhm.
unique
Of
style
course.
and not have anyone over you telling you, I had a professor. We were doing a paper construction project, and it was supposed to be abstract. I got a D. It's like, it's like
It's abstract, so
you just failed me because of your opinion. So
yeah, I don't like
yeah.
I don't like ranking like from 1 to 10 or from E to S art like your artwork, because
Right.
there's so many things that go into play when
I
it comes
think
to art.
yeah, I think with ranking it shouldn't exist. I think people like it or not.
Yeah.
The only time there's ranking is what place you came in, maybe in an art contest. Maybe
Yeah,
you came fifth place or
and if
fourth
it's a
place.
very specific art concept, like for
Right,
example, you
yeah.
have to draw X character.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing because it's more specific, so you can.
And then it's out of other people's
But
styles
if
and art.
we're just talking like in general, yeah, of course you can say, okay, this artist is better than me because he shows that he knows the basics of art way better than I do. But there is no way to just rank a piece of artwork.
One
by
piece of
numbers,
artwork, right? Exactly.
There's so many things going.
You can't rank.
No, it's impossible. It's
The Mona
actually
Lisa.
impossible. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You can't rank Starry Night. You know what I
Of
mean?
course.
Like those are legends. Those are masterpieces.
Mhm.
Okay, so you've been drawing from a young age. You were like, screw it, college isn't
Mhm.
doing it right for me. I can relate to that. So now you're drawing. What got you into anime? What brought you into anime?
It's weird because like I said back then, I used to draw, but like as a hobby. I was planning on maybe doing something, not really art related, but more like video games related because I'm more of a video game person.
You're a big
myself.
gamer.
I literally
Okay,
grew up
okay.
like when I turned 3 years old, I was already playing games.
Oh, so
in
what
one way
brought
or
you into
another.
the gaming world then, gaming anime world?
I think when it comes to games, my parents literally bought me a Nintendo GameCube when I was like 2 or 3 years old, I think, and I've been playing since then, like since a very young age. So since I was young, I always wanted to maybe create characters or worlds for games specifically. And into anime, I think I got into it because of a friend back then in high school. I was like, I don't know, 14, 15 years old. I didn't know anything about anime. I used to think that Dragon Ball came from my home country, not Japan. I had no idea what anime was at all.
What's your home country?
I grew up in Colombia.
Oh, okay.
12 years.
So
Yeah.
you're from Colombia.
So
Okay.
I used to think that Dragon Ball was from Latin America or something. I didn't know anything about it, like nothing. And he showed me anime, and I started like getting a little bit interested in it. I just started checking out different animes, and ever since I've just liked it. I used to watch way more back then, of
I
course.
see the Nier.
Oh yeah,
The Nier tattoo, right?
Nier
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Xenoblade, my two
Oh, let me
favorite
see
games.
the Xenoblade.
This one,
Oh, nice.
my two favorite games of all time.
Nice.
So-
No, but that's cool. And then okay. So then, what made you choose that you're gonna draw that? Was
what
it just the
specifically?
doodles? Like, well, I mean, for a career wise or selling it. Like, what made you think, okay, I'm gonna start selling it? What put you into that mindset?
Like I said, I met some friends online. They showed me the ropes. They're all like concept artists already. They're working as concept artists, be it for backgrounds or characters. I started learning from them. I knew that I wanted to do something art related, but like I said, when I was taking it as a hobby, I wanted to do something video game, more generalized. I started getting more and more into actual drawing and painting, and I was like, okay, I want to be a concept artist or something that art related for games. I got into backgrounds first. Actually, I used to paint more like landscapes and stuff, like concept art, focus on landscapes. from a friend that I met. He showed me all of the basics of it. I still talk to him, one of my best friends, and he still shows me. I still learn a lot from him. He's a concept artist, and then I noticed that I actually liked painting characters more. I think that was around 2020, the end of 2020, that I noticed that I actually enjoyed painting characters more. So I decided to, yes, keep my background knowledge and still keep practicing it, but focus on backgrounds more and on characters. I mean,
so you're just doing the backgrounds that you were good at, and then now adding these characters to it, to the foreground.
So that's why my illustrations, a lot of them have like a character as a main focal point, but they're interacting with the background, like the illustration in the middle.
Yeah, middle. I mean, even Inosuke too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and
the tree. It's something basic, but
it's full.
Yeah,
it's very full. You know, it's not a very
like just a character with a white background. And that's
it. White background. I'm trying to think like what some other artists do. They kind of just will throw something there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. You know, it's just that I like more a character interacting with something that tells some kind of a story. You know.
Well, that's what makes it unique. You know, when the image is full and it interacts with yourself. You know, I was at a con. And I bought this amazing Goku piece.
Yeah.
It was Goku, and on different parts, the hair was different colors to show all the different transformations.
Oh, that's cool.
And then in different cutouts or like areas of the poster, there was all the eyes of all the villains he ever fought.
Mm-hmm.
And then and it was just cool. It had everything, all the Dragon Balls. You know, it had, and it was just its full piece.
It's like a fan service piece.
Yeah, and there's not a day I go by where I'm like, I'm so glad I spent the 30 on that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, like when you're walking through a con, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, is that art piece? You know, I was like, should I buy it or not? And like that's one that I'm like, I'm glad I did it. And that brings me to, have you been to a con? Have you sold your work?
Yeah, I mean, not as an artist yet. I'm planning to. You guys will see on my social media eventually when I announce it. For now, I can just say that I'm working on it. I definitely want to go.
You're doing commissions.
I do commissions.
You do commissions.
Yeah.
So you do like the one piece.
I've done a bunch of commissions. I can't really talk about it. I can just say that recently I got commissioned for my very first indie game. So I'm working on a couple of illustrations for an.
Well, you can tell me off camera. Yeah.
So I'm actually working on a couple of illustrations. When I can announce it or anything, of course you guys will know. But yeah, I just recently got commissioned for an actual like box art and illustrations for an actual indie game that's coming out. So if they manage to have like a physical release and everything, it's gonna have my illustration as the box art.
That is pretty cool. And honestly, indie games, people need to play them more often.
Of course, I freaking love indie games.
Have you played Hades?
I started playing Hades. I want to get into it, but like fully into it, you know?
You should. I think if you have some, you know, you're not drawing, you have some downtime.
Yeah, of course.
Play Hades. It's so worth it.
I think my favorite indie game, I haven't played that many indie games. I do like them, but not only one of my favorite indie games, but one of my favorite games of all time, Hollow Knight.
I never played Hollow Knight.
So good.
I know about it though. It's like a
Metroidvania.
Metroidvania, right.
It's like a $15. It's super cheap, and it has more content than many AAA games out there. It's insane, and the sequel is coming out too. It looks awesome. It's such a good game.
Yeah, see, with Hades though, it's like it gives you that dungeon crawler Diablo thing, while also being a very good visual novel.
I also like visual novels.
Yeah.
Especially,
And Hades is like, they just so good. Well, more on like the art aspect. I love art.
I love the
indie
art.
Games. It's always like, it's just the perfect evolution of what classic games were. You know, like before I grabbed the GameCube, I was on the Super NES. You know, I started like my first game was Star Fox, so I'm looking at like, you know, pixels.
Of course.
You know, so just to see like, and that is considered, retro games now are considered to be indie games, you know, and this in the style of what they are and complexity, and so that art style now is just 4K of what, you know, like Hades is like 4K of this, and you know, so it's really cool, and that's pretty sick, because I'm assuming you're doing the backgrounds.
I'm doing characters for.
Oh wow! So you're not? Are you doing any backgrounds or just characters?
Not for now, but you guys will see. You guys will
Okay,
see
yeah,
when
yeah.
it eventually comes out. But
I'm kind of surprised. I was gonna assume that you were doing the background, since you said you're focusing on the backgrounds. Yeah.
No, I focus on characters nowadays.
Okay,
I
okay.
put them into backgrounds, but yeah, my main focus is characters.
Well, I'm glad you're able to. You said you were like you always wanted to do it. Now you are being able to. That is pretty cool. I'm glad you reached that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So and then with that, with this game that you'll be able to announce and like everyone will get to play and see your art, where would you want to go from there? Do you have any ideas already? Like you said, like you plan to go to cons and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I plan to go to cons. There's a couple of them that I'm actually applying. I'm just waiting for response.
Right.
I'll eventually announce it if I'm going to any, because I really want to sell prints and everything. That's why I'm working. If you guys see on my Instagram, I've posted a lot of fan arts recently. Fan arts is not something that I do very often, but I've done it way more recently because I want to do a lot of prints for cons.
Yeah.
So for now, I want to focus on that, see if I can get anything out of cons, and just keep practicing on my like original work as well, like my characters, concept art and stuff, to maybe apply to like bigger companies as well, and work on other game projects and everything. Because in the art industry, you don't really get hired if you just show fan art.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You need to show that you can design and create.
An original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I work on that a lot too, and that's what I would like to do eventually for a company. But for now, I'm focusing mainly on getting better as an artist on the cons as well. I'm enjoying painting the fan arts recently. So yeah, I just want to go. I'm just flowing with the wind. Essentially, I'm just wherever I go for now.
Right. Okay. How much do you charge? So, while you're working for the video game company and you're working on the indie game, are you still doing the small commissions in between?
Yeah. I mean, if they come out, and yeah, I can take commissions on the side, of course.
How much do you usually charge? What's your price point?
It depends. I have my commission sheet on my Instagram account. It can range from like a basic body, which is like $90. I think I don't remember the exact prices. It can even go to more than 200 if he wants like a full character from scratch to be designed, which takes more time, because you gotta be more creative.
And that's just digital?
Yeah.
They receive it?
Digital.
Okay, yeah. I think people, because like people don't understand like 90 is a really good price.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to ask Manny what his commission price was, or maybe he did say it, but 90 is a really good price. And so for the people listening or watching, what you can do with 90 is once you've finished the piece, you can make t-shirts out of it, hats out of it, because now you own it digitally. So that's even greater, because I was going to say like, wow, like that's why I asked digitally, because that, for me, that ups the price, or the worth paying for it even more, because I would say 90 solid, in your hands is like nice too, like if you printed it on like a canvas.
Yeah.
But having it digitally is like, I could put it on t-shirts and pillows, and it's really cool that you do offer your art and services like that. I just want you to know, I feel like some people might not always see how worth it is to.
Yeah, it's really difficult, because it's a lot of time that you have to put in, and not only on the commissions, but before to get to this point, you have to practice a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not lying when I say that I've put many hours.
Well, so what do you do? What do you do to pay the bills? What's paying the bills?
Right now, I live with my parents. Honestly,
there's no shame in that. You're 21. It's fine.
I have no rush. I used to work on like part-time jobs as well, like a couple of days a week, to get some income, and maybe I invest that money in courses and online stuff,
and probably now you invested that into your technology, your drawing stuff.
Of course. My tablet, my computer, and everything has come out from part-time my last part-time job. I just got the money and I bought my computer, tablet, and everything. And I mean, it's not like I'm making an insane amount of money right now. It's just more about the journey, you know. I just enjoy what I'm doing, and I know that eventually I'm gonna be at a higher point as an artist. Eventually, I just gotta keep going on, you know. If I've grown up so much in just like 2 years since I started taking this seriously, who knows what's gonna happen in 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
I just have no rush, you know.
That's
and
cool.
I think that's
cool.
like the healthiest mindset to go about it. I used to, and I still do. I still feel sometimes rushed because maybe I see a friend or someone I knew. Oh, I got hired at whatever, and I'm like, oh damn, I want to be like that. But then I think, man.
Don't worry about it. I think Manny said he was 25, and Mochi Fishy said she was also 25.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like they are now. It's like okay, like this is what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
So like, you just keep taking your time. You know,
Yeah.
because you're already ahead of where you're supposed to be, and you know, congratulations to you on that. That's really cool.
Thank you.
What's maybe been? Can you talk about some of the private commissions you've done for like just like one-offs? What has been like maybe like the hardest character you've had to draw, or like someone gave you an idea and you were like, what? How do I, do that? Can you give us an example of something difficult that you've had to do?
Yeah, I think it's hard to describe them because many of the commissions that I've made, because they're not personal work, I don't feel very attached to them. It's not that I don't like them. I just don't feel emotionally attached to the piece. So I just don't post them on social media because it's a commission. I earn money, but it's not like I feel super strongly about the painting. But yeah, I've worked on like full body illustrations or for like splash type illustrations like the one in the middle with characters that people send me, which is easier because I already have the character. I just have to post them, and if the person likes it, I just work with the pose that I show them. I don't have to design anything. But yeah, like I said, either I deleted the files already because I don't need them anymore, or I just don't feel attached to them, so I just don't post them. I think my favorite commission so far is the one that I'm working right now for the video game.
Which is a big project.
It's a big project, so I would say it's also kind of the hardest, but because it's a project that I'm so passionate about right now, it doesn't feel like a commission at all. I just feel super passionate about it, so I'm just enjoying it,
That's pretty cool. And who knows, maybe because you know how these companies work. Usually there's like, they're probably a small company.
Yeah.
Most indie developers, and then there's usually like a bigger company that, that's helping produce that. And maybe that company can be like, oh, we love this artist, put them on. And then now you're part of this team. And so now you're on this team getting, so hopefully that happens to you.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
That's how that goes. Okay, so you would say right now the video game is the hardest commission you've ever had.
The hardest, but it's also by far the one that I've been enjoying the most.
Oh, right, so this one you can actually connect with because they're original, and you're drawing them.
And it's a project that I actually enjoy and like. It's not something that I don't feel passionate about. It's a really cool project. You guys will see.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk about too much. But one last question on it: is there any character you're drawing where you're like, oh, I hope I get to play with this one?
Like an original character that I...
Yeah, like so in the game where you're like, oh, I hope I get to play with this, or...
in the game that
in the game, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, you're like,
Totally.
oh, I can't wait,
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, that's literally like a dream come true, like when you're a kid, you're like drawing stuff, and you're like, oh, I wish I could play with this character in a video game, and then you spend like 2 weeks looking for a video game where you can customize the character you drew. Yeah,
that happens. Yeah. For example, the illustration in the middle, that's like an original character of mine that I designed, and I always, when I paint her or I think about her, I'm like, oh, this will be such a cool character for a game,
Yeah, so that's an original?
That's my original character, yeah.
Not to bash or anything, but it just reminded me of League. A little bit.
I take a lot of inspiration from League of Legends.
Yes, you brought it up. Yeah,
I don't play League.
You don't play League?
I don't.
But you like the art.
I freaking love the art. I think that Riot Games have like the most talented artists in the industry, in the video game industry, right now. There's really, really good artists. I watched Arcane, the show, which was freaking amazing.
I need to finish it.
It's so good. Such a good show.
Did it get an Emmy, I think, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For best animated show, I think. I don't know. But yeah.
That's cool. So the Inosuke there, Is that so? That's one of your fan art pieces.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. I finished it like a week ago or so. I
Okay.
think.
What other plans do you have? Have you watched Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah, I'm planning a couple of Jujutsu
Oh,
Kaisen
okay,
illustrations, of
okay,
course.
okay. Definitely. I'll. Are you? And then, like you said, you're probably gonna sell these as your prints and
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
what I'm
that.
planning to do. I just posted a couple of Spy Family, aside from this one, illustrations that I plan to print as stickers as well.
Okay.
Chainsaw Man, of course. I'm
Chainsaw
planning.
Man, yeah.
I'm working on one right now. It's like 50% done. It's probably gonna be posted in the next couple of days.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty sick illustration, one of my favorites, I think. So it's gonna come out really cool. What else? Yeah, I'm just thinking on ideas on like maybe popular characters and stuff that people are gonna like seeing in their cons.
How do you feel as a graphic designer? I know the graphic design world is kind of falling to shambles a little bit ever since the announcements and some of the software that's already out for AI art.
Yeah.
I know for you, and not to jinx or anything, I know for original artists like you and Manny and Mochi that we had on, you guys will always be needed and do something different. But I know for me, like, graphic designer, there's two things. There's, you can go on websites like Canva and you can do the whole thing yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
In 5 minutes. You don't even have to go on Fiverr anymore. You can just use Canva for free and create a business card or a flyer. You don't need to hire anybody anymore. And then now, speaking of art competitions, there's an AI art piece that won an art competition.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, unbelievable. What's your opinion? What's your take on this?
So when it comes to graphic design, I still think that AI is not gonna replace graphic designers. I have a friend who's a graphic designer, and he designs the UI for different stuff on a couple of games. And I don't know much about graphic design, but he's helped me, for example, with my commission sheet. And I couldn't have done it without him. I did it on Canva. Oh, no, not Canva, a PictoChart, actually.
I know,
But there are so many minute stuff that I don't know, and maybe I don't notice. But he knows because he's a graphic designer. Like stuff like letter type choosing and stuff that I don't feel like an AI can do yet.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You need the mind of an actual graphic designer for this kind of stuff. And when it comes to art, like digital art, like what I do, I feel like people are overreacting a little bit when it comes to AI art because, like you said, we still need the minds of artists to make conscious decisions on the paintings. Because yes, some paintings come out kind of cool, but they do have major flaws and mistakes, or it's not as purposeful.
Maybe a finger like that or something. Yeah. So you're saying that some artists may be overreacting, maybe? You think?
Yeah, I've seen so many people saying, "Oh, my art career is falling apart and everything," and I'm like, "No, you're good. Don't worry." So yeah, I don't know. I can't give like an actual like proper opinion because it's so new. Just as NFTs were like the NFT explosion like a year ago or so.
Yeah, and people were saying that was gonna die off, and then it didn't, and so
I feel like it's dying off definitely right now.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, I know
the money is still.
Yeah, but it's definitely way less than before.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I know on the 15th of this month, I think it's expected for like the cryptos, like Shiba is like lower than Doge, right?
Yeah.
I think on the 15th, Shiba is supposed to was predicted to outdo Doge because they're part of the Shiba family that it's a part of. They're getting like a certified like security thing, so it's gonna make it like more like official and stuff like that and trustworthy, basically.
Of course. Yeah.
So this whole like thing of what's your take though on like, would you sell your art as NFTs?
A lot of people have told me to do it, but I just don't think that it's worth it anymore, or at least get into it. It's really hard, I feel, to be successful nowadays.
I think
selling NFTs, unless you have a big following of people.
I think without the following, it's not going to do too good.
Yeah, and I don't have that many followers either, so
it's going to be selling for 0.0000000 Ethereum before you even hit like a penny on it.
Yeah.
You know? But I think maybe still post it once you're big enough. Feel like, hey, buy this as an NFT. You know, if you do Art Basel Miami Art Week and you set up a stand anywhere and you put like, oh, you can buy these as NFTs, the crypto bros will blow you up.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just skyrocket your price that week, you know. And you could say crypto bros and everything, they could be watching it, they're still gonna buy it. You know what I mean? It's so funny because they know about it.
I don't understand that world. I mean, I know about it, but I'm just like, why?
It's funny because you know, like a crypto bro in my head is someone with a Supreme shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They know the value of things that we can't comprehend the value of or understand why it is, you know. But, you know, some of them have good taste in art.
That's
you know,
true.
so like the one who bought Beeble Craps art piece.
The 3D artist, right? That had like a huge collage of
like 5,000 days or something like that. Yeah,
I think he made like a 3D render every single day for like 13 years or something.
And the guy who bought it was like a doctor in something or whatever, and he started when Beeble started. So he was following along, and so kind of to show his own like reward for all his effort, he bought it at 69 million. It's kind of a cool story that
I didn't know that actually.
No, it's pretty sick. He talks about it People talks about it on a podcast because they asked him if he knew the guy that bought it. He said, "Oh yeah, actually,
he's been following for the 13 years." So
yeah, exactly.
That's
so
cool.
it's pretty cool that I'm pretty sure he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it at the most. You know, it's like
course.
What have you? Well, in your commissions, has there been anything? It seems like you'll draw. Will you draw anything, or have you been? No, I can't do that to anybody on for a commission.
There is one commission that I don't want to get into details. At first, I said no, I can't. But then I was like, oh wait, maybe I can charge him double, because it was something that I don't really draw. I don't get into that kind of stuff, but he was like insisting if I could do it. I was like, look, I don't really do this kind of stuff, but
is it like nudity?
Yeah, it was something that I don't want to get into. So I was like, look, I don't really do this kind of stuff. I can try, but I will have to charge double.
Right.
Because it's something that I definitely don't do at all. Like no. But yeah, I did at the end. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's money, so whatever. So that's why I said that I don't feel as attached to commissions, unless it's something that I really, really enjoy.
Right, like if someone was like, oh, I want a 2B commission or Xenocall, you'd be like, oh yeah, and you go crazy with it.
No, I will probably make a 2B fan art before anyone commissions me. So.
Did you play Soul Calibur, fighting game?
I played the one that has Yoda on it on the Xbox 360.
Oh wow, you haven't played the new one has 2B.
I want to. I know.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play for a while, but yeah.
Oh, you should, dude. Oh man, 2B is so much fun. I'm gonna bring my PS4 here to play with the host. With the
Soul Calibur is a fun game. When they announced 2B and Geralt as well for the Soul Calibur 6.
Yeah, from Witcher, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get that game. I never got it. I don't know why. I'm more of like a single player type of guy, in general.
Oh well, you can play Soul Calibur alone too.
Yeah, I guess.
It's super cheap now. You could probably get it for a good price. Yeah,
I probably will. Yeah, one day.
So what game has other than what game have you played that you were like, oh, I wish I could, make the art in this? Like which game do you think that you've played that you wish you could have been a part of? And
that's a really hard question.
Yeah.
Not recently, but back then when Titanfall, the first one, came out, I loved Titanfall. I played the first one literally the day it came out on my Xbox 360, and I remember making like fan art weapons and new characters and stuff for a future Titanfall game, which we never got. Only Titanfall 2, and then Apex came out.
Yeah, and then it's like
and
the
we never got
tombstone. It's like the tombstone.
We never got out
of-
part
yeah.
3, sadly. But yeah, I was like 13 maybe when the
Mm.
game came out. So maybe 13. Back then, I really wanted to do
Middle
art for
school.
Titanfall.
Middle
Yeah.
school area, yeah, middle school area, yeah.
Aside from that one, I don't know. I have no idea.
I remember I used to go crazy drawing my own assassin from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I used to draw a bunch of Assassin's Creed characters back then as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Have
yeah, of
you
course.
ever? What else have you drawn then from other video games, just for yourself?
For myself, oh damn. Halo. I remember drawing Master Chief a couple of times back then as well. Not recently because I do more personal stuff nowadays, aside from the fan arts that I've been pumping out recently. I used to draw the box arts from Battlefield as well in like pencil.
Oh, okay.
I remember having an obsession with Pyramid Head from Silent Hill, even though I never played the games. I just thought that the character looked really sick.
A lot of people love Pyramid Head.
Yeah, it's such
yeah.
a cool design. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't remember any other characters that I used to draw.
That's
that
cool.
much.
What do you see yourself, drawing other than like anime characters? For example, would you draw, as for fan art to sell as a print, like some Halo or Titanfall
Maybe,
stuff?
yeah. I'm still thinking about it. Like which characters I will probably start with, like games that I really like, but I also think that they're popular enough. So, for example, Nier. I think Nier sells really well at conventions. I've seen a lot of people doing Nier fan art in cons. There's also Persona, for example, like Persona fan arts as well. I want to do because I love Persona too. So I'm planning a couple of.
That might be fun to draw because I know Persona is just the art style is like very unique, and
Yeah.
then like the way they use their colors is really cool because
Mhm.
it's like they're all pop colors.
Yeah, and like each game
saturated.
has like a specific color to them.
It's cool because it's like they've almost made it like palish, but it still
Mhm.
pops. It's like I love the colors,
Yeah.
Like there's some Persona characters there.
From Persona 4,
You know, it pops, but it's not too bright. You know what I
Yeah, yeah.
mean? It's not like all
get
over
it,
the like Hatsune Miku's bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
It's super stylish.
yeah. It's so cool. I love talking about art. I can talk about art all day.
Yeah,
you know?
me too,
Yeah,
me too, totally.
It's just asking you questions is harder. You know what I mean?
Of course.
we talk about art. Do you do any character morphs? So like
Combining two characters.
or like a. Have you played Destiny?
I played Destiny 1 beta when it came out.
Oh, okay. Then I'll use like Titanfall or Halo. Like, putting Inosuke in a Halo suit or in Titanfall.
I don't do it like as a personal thing. I had to do something similar for class online, an online character design class that I was thinking, where we had to redesign or take a character and put them into a different era from where they are. So, for example, I took Master Chief in World War II. For example, I posted it on my art station on my Instagram, on my art portfolio. Or for
Is
example,
that on the DeviantArt link?
it's art station.
Okay, so I saw the art station. Okay, I didn't get to click on it. So I'll
Yeah.
check it out after.
Yeah, I also had like Wonder Woman as a parrot, for example, or I think it was Spawn, like medieval Spawn as well.
And this will all be in the link, everybody. So I'll
Yeah.
put all your links
Yeah,
there,
of
so
course.
people can click on it and
Yeah,
check it out. Yeah,
that works. Yeah, that's the closest thing that I had to do. But that was for a class. It's not something that I do like, oh, I want to redesign a character. No, I just do like or either fan art or personal stuff of mine. You know.
I would like to see Tubi in like a mecha suit, like
Yeah.
her piloting something that looks fucking crazy.
I
Yeah.
The thing with like characters that I really want to do like a fan art of them, but because they're so important characters for me, I take so much time of thinking inside me. Oh,
Because you don't want to get it wrong.
I don't want to screw it
Yeah.
up, because they're such important characters for me, you know. But yeah, that's why I haven't made like a Xenoblade fan art, because that's like such an important game for me. So I've been putting it into the back of my mind for a while, even though I want to do it. You know.
It's crazy. Some of the AI art I was messing around with and loading it up.
Yeah, it's insane.
I searched up like a Final Fantasy thing, and it almost looked like a Xenoblade art.
Oh, really?
Thing. Yeah. I think maybe what you could do then for fun is like a fun project. Look up like 2B or something, and then just like take the idea from the AI art and redraw it.
I've seen a lot of people do it. They take like the AI art and use it as a base for an actual illustration, and I think that works as a concept artist, for example, because a concept artist, he has to work really fast. They have to pump out concepts and designs really freaking fast.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like because you're doing it for design purposes and to have an idea of what the project is going to be, in this case the video game, I think that's perfectly fine to use an AI piece as a base for inspiration and maybe paint over it and make something new as a base, because like I said, they have to work so fast, and that's why concept artists use so many photographs for their concepts, because they have to work fast, you know.
I know Assassin's Creed, they one of the concept artists or designers of the game talked about how like they're able to create the game so fast because they have 3D layouts of all the buildings and cities, and you know, Ubisoft helped rebuild the church in France that burned.
I know which church you're talking about. I don't remember the name right now.
Yeah, the Astra something. Yeah, everyone knows what I'm talking about. But it's crazy because you know they were able to pump it out because you know they have all of that ability, and then now flipping it, the government's using the game to rebuild the church, which is
that's insane.
Yeah, they're rebuilding it. They're using the 3D model to fix the church, which is crazy. And then something happens similar with Big Ben in London. So now they have the 3D model of it that's like precise.
Yeah.
Like, anytime they need to fix Big Ben, they could just look at the 3D model and be like, "Oh, this part needs to be fixed." Yeah, it's super sick. But with your art style though, have you had to draw anybody? Did anyone ever send you a picture of like their girlfriend or boyfriend or mom or dad?
No. I mean, I've done a couple of portraits, but maybe for family and stuff like that. But for like a commission, not that I can think of. No.
Where they're like, "Oh, I love your style. Can
you?" I think one time, that was like literally when I was starting to take it seriously. Someone on Facebook, he told me if I could draw him with his girlfriend, and when I said the prices, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll contact you," and he never contacted back.
Oh wow.
That happens. I mean, that's just natural part of the job, you know. But no, after that, no, nothing. It's mostly like OC characters, you know.
Would you do it though?
Yeah. No issue at all.
Well, I'm just trying to give you some free advertisement right now. Yeah. So people know like, oh shit, I can get stuff drawn. All right, that's cool. That is sick. I'm just thinking about that Inosuke. I only got to see it a little bit before we put it up. I want to look at it more afterwards. But so maybe I'll ask more about the game, even though we can't talk about it too much.
Yeah.
Because you brought that up. That was that threw me off a little bit. I was surprised. Right now, is there anything? Do you feel like a crunch time? Do you feel pressure?
For this one, no, not really, because the people that I'm talking to and the people that are giving me like instructions, they're super chill, because they're loving how everything's turning out. So no, I know that it's not the truth, like for all of the jobs out there. I know that it can be super stressful, but I'm lucky that at least this first gig that I got, it's super chill, you know. People are super chill because it's a really indie project, so they're not like it's not like a AAA company pressuring them constantly, you know. So it's way more.
They get
relaxed.
to work at their own time.
Yeah, kind of. So it's.
That's why Hades was so polished. You know, if you get to play it, I mean, that game is
Yeah.
is sick. It's beautiful. I mean, like I just from all the conversations that happened to, just the way that even though some of the rooms look the same, every single encounter you'll have in a dungeon, because it's all
Yeah.
randomized.
Yeah. I play like maybe 1 or 2 hours of Hades.
Right. You'll never get the same thing again. It's
Mhm.
great, but the art style's so consistent that it
The art style is really cool. I love the Hades sprites, like the characters when they talk in the visual
Mhm.
novel form. That art
Yeah,
is so good. Such good art. Yeah.
and it's just like people, I guess, I don't know what it is with people not liking the indie game art styles. They want that Call of Duty
No, I mean,
realistic look.
I was watching a video this morning, someone talking about The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2, which the first one is like one of the best games of all time. I don't really like part 2 personally.
Part 2 shouldn't have won Game of the Year.
No, Ghost of Tsushima or Hades.
Or Hades. Hades, yeah, that would have been, yeah.
Basically, this video was talking about the obsession of nowadays gaming, of having hyper-realistic graphics, and we're reaching a limit almost. It's almost photorealistic, you know?
Yeah, because at that point... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying where... if you see on The Last of Us, especially part 2, it's an obsession for like minute details of like taking 10 seconds of opening a drawer or something, but there is no fun in that, you know? Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty cool, the fact that, I don't know, opening Xbox looks realistic, but I'm like, that's not fun because I gotta wait like 10 seconds for you to open the box and to get what I need, you know?
Like, imagine Hades and hyper-realistic graphics. It'd be too much to look at.
It's not only graphics, it's immersion.
Exactly.
The fact that it's so realistic that it actually gets boring, you know? I play games maybe to disconnect myself from reality a little bit.
I think Doom did it pretty good. The new Doom did it really good, I think, having like...
I'd rather have those kind of experiences that experiment with really unique ideas and stuff that I don't see
with hyper-realistic. It's using hyper-realistic to make something not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hyper-realism is fine. I don't mind it. That I love The Last of Us Part 1. Red Dead Redemption 2, I love that game as well. But yeah, it reaches a point where I just want like new ideas.
I don't know. I think once GTA reaches, I'm pretty sure GTA 6 will have hyper-realistic graphics.
Of course.
And at that point, it's like, dude, you're just playing a simulator. You know, you're not actually playing a video game.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing like the farming simulation, the cop simulation.
And there's a place for those games. It's just not my cup of tea. For example.
I want maybe an Alien Predators game to be hyper realistic, so I can, you know.
There is one. It's 2010 graphics, Aliens vs Predator from 2010. Have you seen that game?
I'm thinking of the Colonial Marines one.
No, there's one that came before, which is in first person. So you control the Predator, the Alien, and the Marine in first person. It's
cool.
Freaking sick, and it has multiplayer. No one plays it anymore.
But I saw this one. I know which one you're talking about. You can like fight on the temple and stuff like that.
And you play as the alien in first person, and you crawl through the walls, and the roof is sick. It's such a fun game. And the multiplayer used to be super fun, but no one plays it anymore. But you could choose one of the 3 factions and battle other players. Yes, either the Predator, the Alien, or the Marine. But the campaign is still up. It's really sick. So yeah, I would love for them to release
a new one with the better graphics.
Yeah,
okay.
That would be super cool.
Yeah, see, that's worth it then to put it on that time of the hyper realistic, you know, because it's not something that.
No, yeah, I'm saying there's a place for it. I just rather play games. I feel like stylized graphics, like Breath of the Wild, for example, they age way better.
Oh yeah.
You see at Zelda Wind Waker, I think it's like 2004.
I think so, yeah.
Even older, I think, and the game still looks fantastic.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time you can still play Ocarina of Time too.
Yeah, but Ocarina of Time aged a little bit worse, I feel, graphically speaking.
Well, yeah. But that's what I'm saying is like at least it wasn't like movie graphics.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like if you watch the Aliens movies, for example, like Alien Covenant, like the newest one for Alien, the aliens look great in that movie.
Of course.
And I would hope to them look like that in the games,
Mhm.
because then that would be worth it.
Yeah, it would be weird to have like
Yeah.
an alien game with Breath of the Wild graphics.
Right,
It would be
it's-
weird, of course.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. You know, like the alien in Mortal Kombat was great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was super
it
cool.
looked really good. But I, you know, like you were saying, Last of Us.
Mhm.
It's just a movie at that point. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, and it's. And
I
that's why
love
it's
The Last
boring,
of Us,
yeah.
but yeah, I feel like it's yeah. I mean, I freaking love the game, but at a point, it's like, yeah, it's enough hyper realism, but you know, I want some new and original ideas, you know. And I mean, let's be honest, like the gameplay is nothing from the other world. It's just shooting
Yeah.
and sneaking, you know. It's the story that you play that game for.
And
part
now
one.
it's just taking too long, and
Yeah, and I
what
didn't
they
like
do with the characters.
and I didn't like part
and-
2 for the story. So why would I play it if what
Yeah.
I like is the story, you know?
I think that was all what, political based.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It was an obsession of subverting your expectations. Oh, you think that Joel is gonna be in the entire game? Oh no, he's not. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, oh, spoiler alert. But
Sorry,
everyone,
spoilers.
Everyone
I mean,
should know
everyone
about
knows.
it. Yeah. And now they're doing the TV show for Last of Us, right?
Yeah. I think that can work, honestly, if they do it good. I would watch it if it actually comes out good. Yeah, why not?
I think probably that's what they should have just done for part 2.
Yeah.
Because now what? I have to watch, you know, the TV show about it, and then I'm gonna watch what happens from part 2. It's like, or are they gonna change the story? And
Nah,
you know
I
what I
think they
mean?
will.
It's like
it's the same thing with Game of Thrones. The same thing. I can't watch that show back again after the ending. I mean, at least House of the Dragon is really good so far. The first 3 episodes.
Oh, I haven't checked out House
It's
of the Dragon.
really
yet.
good.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so far it's really really freaking good.
What have I been watching lately? Well, do you watch a lot of anime?
Not that much recently, no.
No. Anything new though, or any seasons you're catching up on? Like I'm watching Overlord.
I tried watching Overlord.
You couldn't do it?
No, I couldn't. The first season I couldn't. I catched up with One Piece recently. the
Oh, you're a
manga.
One Piece fan?
I watched it like when I started watching it, and I caught up to the Dressrosa arc, so up to chapter maybe 700 something, I think. But I stopped reading or watching anything for like 5 years, 4 or 5 years. So just recently I caught up to it, like 100% caught up, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what day I'm ever gonna sit down and watch right now. So I'm just
Yeah.
I've just been keeping up with what people are telling me and like what arcs. So like when people, you know, because like when I work in the store and
Of
I'm
course.
selling the figures, I have to at least know like, oh, okay, I know why you're wanting to look for this character and why
Yeah.
it's important. So, no, like Call of the Night.
I don't know that one.
I think you might really like the art style
Call of the Night.
and how
First time
they
hearing of it.
and how they animated it. It's really good. I need to look up the studio. First time I heard of the studio, Call of the Night is on High Dive. It's a different streaming platform. I
Okay.
usually use Crunchyroll or like
I use Crunchyroll as well.
yeah, but I literally just paid $5 this morning
To watch it.
to watch Call of the Night. It's
Okay.
really good.
When I watch it then.
You'll like the art.
Okay, okay.
I actually got into it because of the opening and ending song
Yeah.
are like really really cool like music pieces. But this show's really good. I mean, the main protagonist, he's written very well.
Okay.
The female protagonist, she's written very 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 well. She's a vampire and he's a normal 14-year-old boy.
Okay.
And that's just all I'm gonna say. It's like it's really good though. It's an adult show. It's not like a kid show. It's pretty,
Better.
yeah. No, it's pretty out there. They don't get weird with anything. I don't think. I think it's pretty like back in like the 90s, early 2000s. Like I don't know if you watch Chobits.
I know of it, but no, I haven't watched that one.
It's like a love story from like back then. It's got like the just full frontal. I think it's the same writer from the Monogatari series.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
like-
So it's gonna be good then.
You like Monogatari? I haven't seen Monogatari.
I never finished it. I watched like the first 3 seasons, I think, but I freaking loved it. I mean, the art style and the animation is by far my favorite of any anime.
So I think this art style.
Is it the same studio, maybe?
So, I don't know about the studio, but I think he helped write the story.
Okay.
So I think the writing is what is good, and I think that the artists.
Yeah, because
are different.
Monogatari writing is really freaking weird. Like, it's probably the weirdest show I've ever watched, honestly.
So I've been thinking about that. I was trying to figure out what, because I could be wrong if it's the same person who did Monogatari, but there was something about it that when I'm watching it now, it's very realistic.
Okay.
The expectations that all the characters have and the personalities and what they say.
Yeah.
This is the first time where I'm like, wow, this 14-year-old kid is like real. Like the way he acts and speaks and everything is really, really good.
That sounds cool.
And then
that's something I feel that happens with Japanese people. It looks like they don't know how real people act.
Yeah,
it's so off-putting. Like,
yeah.
I love anime. I love JRPGs especially. But yeah, I can stop thinking when I'm playing like a JRPG.
Final Fantasy does it good. Hey, are you a Final Fantasy fan?
Not that much.
Not that much.
I mean, I tried playing 7 Remake, but I had the exact same problem with it, personally.
What was it? What was the problem?
The dialogue. It just feels so off, you know? They don't feel like real people.
You should try. You should try 15.
I played 15. It was the first one that I played. It's the same.
It's the
thing
same
for
thing
me.
for you. I think
it was a disappointment, honestly, 15, because the story was super incomplete when it came out.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played the DLC for the 3 characters as well.
Oh wow! So your opinion stays.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that the game suffered from a bunch of like development issues and it came out incomplete.
I think that's their best story, though.
Really,
15.
from any Final Fantasy?
For Final Fantasy, yeah.
I
think 15 is their best story so far. I haven't played Paradise Island or Stranger's Paradise or something.
Stranger
like
of Paradise. I've watched so many videos of that game, and it looks so silly.
It's Dark Souls Final
like
Fantasy.
Chaos.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
I need to see that one, but what is it? Final Fantasy 16.
16. That one looks cool.
That story looks really good.
The thing is, only for PS5, and I don't have PS5. It's freaking impossible to find one right now.
Oh, this is why I'm gonna buy a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm so tired. Yeah. I'm so tired of.
I haven't bought the PS5 because I have no reason to.
Same. I crashed my external hard drive on my PS4 trying to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Really?
But I mean, I'm just gonna get a new hard drive instead of a PS5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, all your save data is backed up on your PS4, so you just need a hard drive to run the game.
Yeah, maybe if Final Fantasy 16 comes out good, maybe that's gonna be the reason I get a PS5.
Yeah. No. I think. What is it? Yeah. No. If not, I'll just play it on the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck,
when it comes out eventually, because right now I think it was announced only for PS5, right? 16.
No, it's not. It wouldn't. It's not an exclusive. I don't think.
I think it's an exclusive.
Yeah.
Almost 100% sure it is.
Oh
yeah.
Shit! Then I'll have to buy a PS5. Yeah.
That and Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 is also.
Don't remind me. I'm so upset that they dropped a DLC only for PlayStation 5.
But
it looked kind of pointless.
Yeah. They totally 100% could do it on PS4. They just didn't.
Well, no, I mean, even the story, I watched it and I was like, this is all just, like, you know, like, these characters could have been introduced in Part 2.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have to do all this.
Yeah, I never even finished Part 1. I don't know. There was something about the writing of the game that just felt really cringy. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe it's the dialogue,
Because, this is when did Final Fantasy... It came out in 1999, right?
7, I think, came out in 1997. 98?
Something like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you see the same dialogue but with the original character models from that age, it makes more sense because they're more cartoonish, it's more silly. Yeah. But when you put the same dialogue and the same situations with the, like, hyper-realistic characters, it looks really freaking weird.
What is it, Briggs, right? Like him going, hey, man, don't touch that. You know, it's just like, dude.
Cloud dressed as a girl as well.
Oh,
that whole scene.
That was funny, though.
It was funny, but it's those kinds of silly situations. If the remake had like a more anime style, maybe it would be more tolerable for me because I would like, okay, it's anime.
That's
looking,
that's
you know.
that's why I say I think 15 has had that potential to be like.
Yeah, the shame with 15 is that it has. You didn't have to only play the base game. You also had to watch the movie, watch the anime, play the DLCs to have the full story. You know, and I was like, that's so dumb.
Yeah, and the story and DLC for the villain too.
For what was his name? Arden, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played that DLC.
Have you watched his anime?
He has an anime? I
Yeah.
have no idea. No, I haven't.
His DLC is pretty janky but fun because
Mhm.
he can like fly kind
Yeah.
of. But his anime episode is
I had no idea he had
killer.
an episode. Okay.
It's killer. It's really good.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It's really good. I almost actually after you watch that Arden episode, I
Mhm.
think you're gonna see all the wasted potential.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen
Sure.
Blue Exorcist?
Yeah, like a long time ago.
So I think Arden's story could have been a really good Final Fantasy anime,
Mm-hmm.
and the style of like or story kind of like Blue Exorcist.
Oh, really?
You'll see it. You'll see what I'm talking about when you watch it.
Okay.
It's really good. It's really good. It basically shows Arden isn't actually a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see why.
Yeah, I feel like one of the most interesting things you can do with the story is to have like an interesting villain. I think it works really well.
I like him more than Sephiroth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That much? Okay.
Cause I don't know. It's just Sephiroth is just like this power scaling.
Yeah.
You know, 7 had all this. It just has such ridiculous power scaling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just
That's true.
flying and all this other crazy stuff. It's like, you know, where do these abilities come from? Like, it's just like
They just do.
yeah, exactly. They just do it. At least with Arden, like, there's a reason why his abilities exist and all this other
Mhm.
stuff. And
I really like when a show or anything really has like a power system that it's complex, that it's like complex, but it makes sense.
it makes sense. Have you seen Slime?
The slime anime?
Reincarnated as a slime?
No.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, a lot of people have told me to watch
You
it.
need to watch it. I think, we got
Rimuru?
Rimuru right there. Yeah. Right here.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. You need to watch Slime. It's
One day.
I don't know if you want me to kind of spoil it. The power
That's fine.
power
that's fine.
system is okay.
Yeah.
So basically, the way it works is, so here you have Gyu from Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
This is a plushie from Chota Bonita, people we had on our podcast actually.
Oh,
They left
okay.
it as a present. And you have Gojo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Gojo was a random monster in a field, and let's say Gyu was a random monster in a field, Gojo found it,
Mm-hmm.
and then Gojo named Gyu Tanjiro.
Mm-hmm.
So because Gojo named him, now he is as strong, or his level went
so
up
it's
because
based on
of
naming monsters.
Yes, it's a naming system.
Okay.
So what happens is, it happens in the first episode. Rimuru gets named by one of the
Most of the strongest.
there's 4. There's 4. There's 2 dragons or 3 dragons, and then there's Diablo right there.
Yeah. Okay.
They're like, there's only 4 that exist in the entire show that are like the top strongest.
Mm-hmm.
Rimuru gets named by one of the strongest.
Okay.
Then he becomes just strong off of that. Then Rimuru names one of those 4 ones.
Mm-hmm.
So now Rimuru is
They're all 3 as strong as each other, basically.
kind of. I think the dragon is actually less than Rimuru, because I think what happened was, the dragon named him, and then
Yeah.
Rimuru named the dragon.
Okay.
So I think it was kind of like, then Rimuru became like Rimuru is the strongest.
Okay.
I think. I think I don't want to ruin it too many
Okay,
people.
no, I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's pretty sick.
I will. I used to love
sick.
like isekai animes.
Oh, are you a fan of Konosuba?
Yeah, I freaking love Konosuba.
Konosuba is so
I
good,
don't
yeah.
enjoy the genre as much because it got so burnt out. But there are some of them that are really good, like ReZero.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this.
ReZero is insane.
Yeah,
It's such a
ReZero
good
is
show.
really, really good. Really deep dive.
There's also a Jobless Reincarnation.
Oh, Mushoku Tensei.
Mushoku Tensei.
I
Yeah.
still need to watch it.
So good. Such a
Yeah.
good show. Yeah, it's really freaking good because it's not only a good isekai, it's just a good show in general. It's super realistic, super human as well. Yeah, it's just really freaking good, honestly.
There's a lot of isekais
Yeah,
that
just
I
got
try
tired
to
of them.
keep up with, so
Yeah, no, right now, when it comes to anime, I just wait until I know that something is really good and it's worth my time. I used to watch like anything, before. But right now, because, I do so much, like, I'm so busy, I just, when I spend my time watching something, I want to know that it's worth it and that I'm going to freaking love it,
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I'm way more picky with what I watch nowadays.
Are you like a fan of gory stuff in anime?
If it's good, yeah. I can
Have you
go with
watched
anything.
Terraform Mars?
I read the first volume of the manga. I've heard that the anime is not as good. I've heard the manga.
The
is
second
better.
season.
Okay.
If you watch the first season,
I want to read the manga though. I've heard that the manga is freaking insane.
The manga's freaking insane. It is.
Yeah.
But just watch the first season and then
Okay.
read the manga.
Okay.
The
got
first
it.
season on Crunchyroll, they have an uncensored one just for the
nice.
gore,
Okay.
so you get to see all of it.
Perfect.
Yeah. You should check it out if you
Yeah,
like gory
definitely.
stuff.
Definitely.
And then honestly, I think you'd probably want to do some fan art for Terraform Mars,
Terraformers. Okay.
because that first season you'll love the art style.
Yeah. I love the art when I
Yeah.
read the first volume. It was insane.
They got Attack on Titan in the second season.
What do you mean?
The
Like
art
the art
style.
style? Oh, okay.
Yeah. As soon as that second season starts, I'm like, what is going on?
But I don't. I mean, many people complain about Attack on Titan season 4. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's better looking because it's not, but it's good. It still looks good,
The latest part
It's
is
insane.
amazing.
Part two, it's
I
insane.
think is where the animation kicks up.
In
Yeah.
part 1, yeah,
That's where
like
it's bad.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
it doesn't look as good, but it still works. Especially episode 7 of part 1.
I have this theory of Mappa. Because
I mean,
I saw this.
they're overworking the hell out of the animators.
Yes, and I've talked about this just in the store with customers. My theory is that Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah, it's taking all of the budget.
all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
And
saw,
Chainsaw Man that is coming out next month as well.
I know, so I saw trailers for. If you watch the first trailer, which is on the internet of Chainsaw Man,
Oh,
and you
it's
watch,
insane.
if you watch the newest one,
Changes.
it's down. The
Yeah.
quality is
I mean,
downgraded.
it's almost the same with any anime, I think.
But
trailers.
with Jujutsu Kaisen, I was speaking to a voice actor who's doing the next season.
Oh, okay.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I think for them, it's Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Chainsaw Man, and like all the rest
I
of
feel
their
like
stuff.
Attack on Titan is the third in priority right now. I feel like Chainsaw Man is second, honestly, in my personal opinion.
You think so? Well, we'll
Yeah.
see when it comes out from the art
But yeah, I
style,
mean,
yeah.
I understand the complaints, but people were like harassing animators on Twitter. They were saying, "Oh, Attack on Titan is fucking ruined and everything," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look as good, but it still works. It's perfect." I read the manga. The scenes are just like even better, honestly, because let's be honest, Isayama's art is not like insane,
Oh,
it
yeah,
works, but it's nothing from the
yeah.
other world. So season 4 part 1, it worked perfectly, especially episode 7, which is the one after they fight the Warhammer Titan with like the huge war.
Yeah.
That episode was insane animation wise, I feel.
No, and I mean, that's when you get to see Eren flip his switch and just
Yeah,
murder
that was
innocent
insane.
people.
I mean,
yeah,
I read the manga before I finished the manga and everything, and that was when I read the manga, I was like, this is gonna be insane.
Spoiler alert. Do you think they're gonna still? Did you finish the manga?
Yeah, I
Do you
did.
think they're still gonna kill Eren, or do you think they're gonna change it?
I think it's gonna be the same as the manga. I just think they're gonna do a better pacing. They're maybe going to take more time developing everything. I feel it's gonna be the same ending, but
So, there's two things that I think that they could have done to change it. One was him not getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
So he got shot. So I was like, okay, they're not changing it, because there was talks that no one liked either of the endings the author wrote. They didn't like the first one, and then they didn't like the second one
Mm-hmm.
more. However, I think because he has the founding, they can write off him growing back his body.
I don't know. I mean, for me, the ending, I saw a lot of people complaining about it, saying, "Oh, it's even worse than Game of Thrones," or I don't think so. I feel like the ending, like what happened objectively, is fine. My major complaint is the pacing, not really the what happens. You know, I feel like because I maybe think that part 3 is gonna have 12, 14 episodes maybe. If they do it right, like they did with part 2, they're gonna pace it even like way better, and it's gonna feel more natural. You know, because
Well, yeah, I mean that's the whole reason. Because I remember I'm watching, you know, it's supposed to be like the last episode of the season. I'm like, what do you mean the last episode of Attack on Titan comes out tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they could put everything that happens in one
I knew
episode.
that either they're doing a part 3
or
a
an hour
movie.
long.
Or a movie.
An hour long.
I thought it was
episode,
going
yeah.
to be a movie. I was like, there's no way they're actually saying Attack on Titan final season, final part, and they did it.
Oh, I'm so glad we're getting
Yeah.
12 episodes.
Yeah, because the movie will come out
yeah.
first in Japan and then 6 months later in the US, and that will be a pain in the ass.
Oh no, I'm so 12. We're getting 12 episodes
Yeah,
for that. It's gonna
totally.
be so nice.
Yeah.
Which means the fights are gonna be
Insane.
Oh,
yeah.
insane! Yeah.
Yeah, and I have faith in Mappa when it comes to the adaptation, because I had a lot of things that happened in part 2 when I read it in the manga. I didn't think they worked as well, but when I saw it in the anime with their pacing, the music, the voice acting, everything worked way better.
Especially
way better.
The time travel
Yeah,
thing,
dude, that
which
episode.
still doesn't. I still don't understand it, but
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, and it makes sense. But for example, when again, spoiler alert. For
Yeah.
When Connie kills his 2 friends with a gun.
Yeah.
In the port. When I read it in the manga, I was like, oh, they're trying to make me feel bad, but I don't, because I didn't remember those 2 guys.
Right.
You know? But in the actual anime with the voice acting and everything, I don't feel bad for them. I feel bad for Connie.
Right, I
kill his
felt
2
bad
friends.
for Connie. I felt bad for Sasha.
Sasha, yeah.
Because she saved the one Connie just shot. You know, I was like, what the fuck?
So yeah, it's all
Yeah.
of this stuff that you think that you would feel the same thing in the anime, but when you see with voice acting, music, pacing, everything, it comes together way better. And I think that's gonna happen with the ending. What happened, I have no problem with Aaron's dying, then the cycle repeating again at the ending. Perfectly fine. The pacing is for me the issue, not really what happened.
See, so that's the problem I have. I was okay with Aaron dying, and I'm reading, and then it shows me someone walking into the tree, and I was like, damn. Because I wanted it to end.
That was one of my favorite parts of the ending, actually.
Yeah.
The kid walking into the tree. Because, again, a lot of people, I think, misunderstood the ending, and they were like, oh, Attack on Titan Shippuden, come on, he's gonna repeat again. I don't think that's the point. I think what he's trying to say is not hint to a sequel. It's just trying to say we as humans are always going to try to kill each other. It doesn't matter what. So the cycle is going to repeat again. It doesn't mean that we're gonna see Attack on Titan Shippuden or something. I don't think it's hinting to a sequel. I think it's just hinting to the fact that
if it's a sequel, it's gonna take place with fucking futuristic technology.
it will be super dumb if it's a sequel, but I don't think it's going to be a sequel.
Because it shows the 3 unique looking kids
Yeah.
at the movie theater,
Mm-hmm.
and then it shows someone exploring
Mhm.
and finding the tree. Right.
I really like that scene
Yeah.
personally. I was like, oh damn, that's clever. Like the cycle repeating again. So who knows if before Ymir there was someone else, you know?
yeah.
It's just going to repeat again. Like it's a cycle, you know? So that I found it pretty cool.
Well, no. Ymir is patient 0.
But who knows? Because they could say the same thing about this kid when he grows up into the next Titan, you know? Who knows?
Well, he would know because of the spine.
yeah, that's
So,
true.
because when
He'll get the memories.
Right, Ymir is the first to come in contact with that creature,
Mhm.
which Fuck, I kind of hope for a futuristic sequel. I would want to know about that creature, and maybe there's like it comes from like
I
a
personally
different...
hope that we don't. It just stays like really vague like that. I personally like vague, like not super vague endings, but endings that give you something interesting to discuss before after, you know.
Turns Titans into a kaiju mech fighter space.
Yeah,
like,
who knows, who knows?
Some crazy stuff. But
Yeah.
well, we keep chatting normally. We're just gonna end the podcast. We've done an hour here.
Of course.
Thank you for coming on.
No, thanks to you, man. I really appreciate it. You guys having me here.
Yeah,
Super
no,
cool.
and everyone check out Animart
Animart 3
on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Mhm.
All right, that's cool. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Leave a comment down below. Check out all of Santiago's art.
Yep.
And get some stuff commissioned. He'll work on it in between doing all the video game
Yeah,
stuff.
of course.
But again, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Peace out.
Thank you, guys.